Hey everybody, thought I'd share a quick unboxing with you and something that I've been waiting on for months and months to release now. This is something that's been in the works for a very long time, and I'm extremely fortunate to be one of 9 people in the world to get this product. It's a limited edition. It's from a company called GBLS, and they're out of Korea, South Korea of all places, which is not a place you'd normally expect Airsoft to come from. But this is the new BLS. And this is actually a full M4 inside of this box. And you're gonna go, well, Jonathan, how is that? Well, I think it's a challenge kit from the videos I've seen online. We're gonna go open it up and we're gonna see what this thing is all about. So let's get this thing started. So start, got the knife, everybody asks. It's a Gerber Propel downrange, or downrange Propel, can't remember which one it is. A little assisted opener here. I'm gonna cut into this thing. It arrived actually really quick when they told me it was shipping. Just don't want to cut myself. Took just a couple days to get here, like 4, I guess. Hang on, I'm just gonna put it up here, try to balance it. Oop, there goes the laptop. All right. Don't want to cut in too deep. I don't know what's inside, if it stuff's right in there or not. Oh, there we go. So there it is, the DAS limited edition assembly kit. I would call this a challenge kit. Think of System of PTW. That's what we're looking at here in that range. So before I get tearing down into this too much, I want to kind of explain to you guys what this is. If you haven't heard of this, which I hadn't either till the company reached out and wanted to just have me do an unboxing in this, they sent this to me as an early release sample. So I got this provided by them. I'm experiencing this just for the first time with you guys. They sent me the product. They're not paying me to do this, to the unboxing, but I want to share you guys this. And then of course I'm going to do a full assembly and give you my thoughts on the actual gun in a later video here coming up very shortly. So the DAS is not like any other airsoft gun you've ever seen before. And I want to preface this before we get started because it functions like a gas blowback, but it is an AEG. So it does have motor, gears, things like that, but the piston in itself is actually the bolt carrier. So like on a real AR or a gas blowback, the bolt carrier, it cycles. The whole bolt carrier goes back and loads another one. So think hybrid gas blowback, but with AEG guts. Like I said, nobody's built anything like this to date. So this is something that is brand new in the airsoft world, and in a world that it's pretty rare for us to get new technology. I mean, the stuff is 30 plus years old typically when you're looking, everything's based on the Marui spec. So to see something very new like this is something as new as and revolutionary, I'm hoping when I get this thing open, as like the Polar Star engine was to the HPA world of airsoft. So let me kind of get this thing out. The box is kind of heavy, so I'm gonna lift this. All right, so it's got a little handle on it. It's kind of nice. Get rid of this guy. All right, so this is the box. Definitely got some weight to it, 15-ish pounds maybe, all in. Just kind of going on the vibe. So I'm gonna open up the top. Hang on. All right. And let me lay it flat. And not try to do that. All right, so first off, got an instruction manual. So actually really nice little brochure sheet here, exploded diagrams, everything you need in there. I don't know how much work. From what I can tell, it doesn't look like we're gonna have to do this level of assembly. I was a little worried there too. I was like, oh, we get to put all the parts together. And then storage, how to handle it, troubleshooting, and information like that. So, all right, let me get that out of the way. Let's get to the good stuff. Oh, cool. So this is a limited edition. It's only 300 pieces. So this is, like I said, one of 9 that went out to reviewers worldwide. I think 2 in the United States, 2 in Japan, 2 in France, and a few others scattered around the world. So there's not many out there. 300 units, so this is kind of the patch showing, hey, this is one of the original 300, which means that there will be, after R9, 291 left over out there to pick up. I don't know the price point on this yet. I'm assuming for what we're looking at here, it's probably gonna be up there. I mean, this thing looks pretty premium from everything I've seen. So we're gonna start with the mags here. It looks like they give you, 6 magazines, that's nice. And they look like System of PTW type magazines. So like think gas blowback or System of PTW. Ooh, that is a very nice finish on that. It's a really nice set. Let me see if I can get this thing. You guys may not be able to really see it. It's got a really good finish on it. And then let me show you the top here. These are rounded here on the side, so it curves up, and you can see the follower and everything is kind of like a gas blowback. Okay, so it's got a little lift here in the back, so I'm assuming that's your cutoff switch, kind of like on a gas blowback or a PTW. So the last shot, that little piece lifts, and then it'll do like a cutoff function. So I'm assuming that's part of what the gun is. So, oh yeah, it says GBLS DAS, which is the gun right here on the bottom. Let me put that back in focus for you. And then NATO 5.56. So that's a pretty cool touch. I like that they give you 6 mags, because if you get like a PTW or something like that, you're stuck like tracking down $100 magazines. So let's kind of go through this. I'm not going to do the assembly right now, because this would be the longest video, and you'd have to watch a 30-minute video to figure out how to do it. Crane stock. Looks really nice. Got a forearm and barrel, it says. I don't see a barrel in here, but I see the delta ring, I can see the front post, sight post, barrel nut, and plastic handguards. Let's see if we can take a look. Ooh, plastic handguards look nice and thick. They look really well made too, so I'm excited. When I'm looking at the plastic quality, that's kind of like the tell of how well something's gonna be. All right, upper receiver. Looks like we got everything's kind of in pieces. So the upper receiver, carry handle, charging handle, forward assist is separate here in a bag. So that'll be a little bit of assembly, it looks like. Looks like we've got gearbox grease. We've got one for the bolt carrier group and one for your gearbox. So pink is for the gearbox, so the black stuff, and then the beige stuff and the white top is for your bolt carrier group. Okay, here's the barrel. Dude, this sucker's heavy. That is a really heavy metal barrel. Looks like you got the orange flash hider for US on here. I've got a metal flash hider in here. And what I'm gonna assume is the hop-up chamber. It looks like a hop-up chamber in there. And then another metal piece here. Again, I'm about to read the instructions, figure this sucker out. Then the bolt carrier. So this is what's so neat about this. This one's fully sealed. Heck, let's just go ahead and cut it open and see what's up. So this is what makes things different. So instead of it being like an AEG that loads in and does what you normally have do, this is your piston and everything. So let me just, I'm not gonna be nice with it. I'm gonna get in there. So, all right, I gotcha. So just like on a real AR, you've got a bolt carrier group, and it's got the teeth. I think you can kind of, yeah, there you go. You can kind of see them in the camera there. Those teeth are the piston teeth. So like the gears turn and literally pull this whole assembly back, and then it fires. So right here, I guess it assumed it just picks up the BB. So that actually, like a real AR, grabs the next round. This one grabs it. Looks like there's a little bit of a spring and a spring guide in here and a last little catch on it. I'm really curious to see how this thing totally works. But yeah, you have a full-fledged bolt carrier group. That is pretty cool. Put that over here on the side, don't want to mess it up. And then, last but not least, the lower receiver, and it looks like good, all the guts are put together. So let me open this. Hey, it's a nice grip. That's PTS grip. That's a real PTS lower grip. That's pretty freaking cool that they went and got that. And it's not a knockoff. I can tell you that right now just by looking at it. This is the real one, which is cool that they actually bought it. And so it's super comfortable. So you get a real PTS enhanced polymer grip. This reminds me somewhat of, oh wow, look at that. Definitely there's a MOSFET or something hiding in here in this wire. And I guess this all goes, man, it's a lot of wiring. Crazy little plug. That's a, so that's the other end. So they give you, this is like a small Dean style. It's like the micro, I don't forget what it's called. And they give you the other end. So it's already wired to that. So you have to solder that on, it looks like, to your battery to make it work. And a fuse in line, 30 amp. And then if you guys look here, let me see if I can get you a good view of what you're looking at there. So there is your gear set. It's gonna pick up the actual piston I showed you when it's up in the upper receiver. And then it's gonna go back, it looks like, yeah, so that catches there, that's on that. And that spring, oh my God, this thing's got a lot of oomph. So, all right, I got you. That's your spring. That little guy right there, you can kind of see through both sides. That's your spring, and that's what, like, it catches on the spring guide, it pulls that, pushes it inside of it, and then it slams forward and fires. Huh. But I wonder how it gets the air compression. That's interesting. Huh. Receiver looks very nice, really thick metal. Definitely you can't mod it like a gas blowback to be a real gun, so there's no fear of it being that way. Does have the pin here in the back, the pin in the front, look like they're very nicely made. Screw on the release, you have to do the twisty thing, which is nice. And then some guts here. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Oh, and then the logo, let me show you that. See if I don't get too close there for you on the side. So yeah, this has a real buffer in it too. So that's part of the spring system as well. Really interesting. So it's like a hybrid, like a gas blowback and an AEG, and I'm glad they had the lower parts put together. I wouldn't even want to try to put this sucker together. It looks like that is a real functioning bolt catch. So I wonder if on the last shot it locks back. Huh. I'm interested to see how this thing fires when I get it going, because this looks really well put together. So anyway, guys, I just want to show you the teardown and all the little parts. Good instructions, like I said, and then they have a 25-minute video to walk you through putting one of these things together. So I'm going to be watching that a few times before I get this thing, attempt to get it started. Then you're going to join me as I put this thing together. I'll do that in another video, and then we'll do some actual firing and testing once I get this thing all assembled and put together like that. I'm curious to know a few things, like one, does the barrel nut work on the upper receiver? Can I actually put like PTS handguards and things like that on it, like a foreguard, like a rail? Will the nut match up? The threads are the same as regular Airsoft spec. I'm assuming with as well as they built this and the parts they used, just first glance, they probably did it right. So I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna build something pretty cool. Since it's a standard 14.5-inch barrel, I can do something kind of a mid-length carbine. So I've got a few rails that'll work out for that. So stay tuned, guys. I wanted you to kind of experience this, the GBLS DAS limited edition M4A1 kit. And stay tuned. Give me a few days and I'll start the build process, and you can join me on that as well.